Hi guys, welcome to Unicorn Vault. We're up to episode 6. It's been a bit of a ride for the past few episodes. We talk about everything, cards, and all collectibles as well. So we're going to be covering the topic of graded versus raw. Kind of which park are you in, what do you collect and all of that. So Chris, I guess best way to kind of start is explain to the guys what is a graded card.
Okay, so for example, a graded card is you send it off, you get a raw card, which is a card, just a card that you pull out from a pack or you buy from someone, and then you send it off to a grading company, and they actually look at the condition of the actual card itself. So they look at the surface, if it's clean, if it's dusty. They look at the edges, if it's dented or if there's any a little bit of whitening, or and they look at all the perfections or imperfections of a card, basically on the edges, the corners, the surface, and they grade it out of 10. And then based on that grading, it determines the value of that actual card. That's probably the quickest way I can describe what a graded card
Yeah,
is.
that's a good rundown.
So, yeah, I think that's our topic for this episode. And to start off our episode, we do a quick game. We're gonna break a sealed, and we're gonna get some raw packs from NRL this episode.
Nice.
Okay, so we've started getting and collecting NRL cards. The NRL season has begun for 2026. We go for Parramatta Eels. So, as you can see in the video, all right, it's been a long about 40 years, but we're still strong. All right, so let's just start with some NBA packs. All right, pick one.
And NRL packs.
NRL packs, sorry.
This is it. This is
All
it.
right.
This has got my Mitch Moses.
Okay. For some reason, I keep pulling the nice cards, so hopefully it's the same. All right. So these are the NRL Heroes box. All right. Let's see what we get. All right. So you're going to get some common cards at the beginning. You're going to get a different card, which is sometimes a hit. And then you get a gold card towards the end. And then it's base cards again. All right. For some reason, I'm struggling to open this. Okay, I got it. I'm on. Here we go.
Oh, look at that one.
Oh, Parramatta Eels.
Big boys.
Yeah. Okay. So let's do this. All right. So these are your common cards. That's a hit. That's like $50. Here's your hits. Oh, here's your commons. All right. We keep it going. It's a good thing about NRL cards. They do women's cards as well. Oh, that's a nice one.
Jordan Ricky
from the Broncos.
And I also have, this is a good one, Luke Brooks.
Oh, gold.
From Sea Eagles.
Oh, we got a hit. We've got a hit. Here we go. Look at this.
Tommy Turbo,
but Triumph is actually one of the chase cards.
Ah,
so
nice.
Look at that. That's awesome. Triumph, we've got a hit. That card's nice, but this is the one that people look after. Okay, so we're definitely gonna sleeve that. All right, especially with Tommy Turbo. Let's just make sure.
Yeah, don't break it. He's made of glass.
I know he might get injured.
He always gets injured. Make sure we look after him.
The reason why we put them in top loaders and penny sleeves is because we want to protect our cards as much as we can. All right, because we're going to talk about grading as well and why it's important. But then we get the gold one as well. And we got Jamin Salmon. All right, from the Doggies.
Oh, Doggies.
All right, so you get some gold cards, and at the back you have your commons as well. So this is actually I'll be honest, that was actually a very good card.
That's a good card to pull on camera.
Put on camera. And it's Tommy Turbo too. So we could get that graded depending. We can look at it, looking at the edges and the corners, surface. All right, let's get that in a penny sleeve very quickly.
The thing about these cards, so since they have a 90-degree edge, it's so easy to get edge wear.
Yes.
Versus, say, like Pokemon cards are all rounded.
Yeah.
Kind of things. And
NBA cards are like that too.
Yeah.
They have pointed edges.
Yeah, like
or corners.
It looks like it's been dinged already.
Oh. It's all right.
And that could be coming out of the pack. Like
Yeah.
when you rip it and then you kind of take it out,
Yeah.
you could
But
actually ding the edges.
It could be manufacturer as well.
Yeah.
So-
like at the end of the day, these are just in boxes as well. Like
So that was actually a fun first rip on the camera for NRL. So there's gonna be many more like coming up. So
yeah. No, I think I got the hit. I got the para card.
the para
So I'm
card
framing this. I'm gonna get it graded.
get it graded.
Get it graded.
They will laugh at you. Actually, no. No one's gonna laugh. Actually, people will actually grade that. And
Oh, it's got a checklist of all the players as well.
so this year, Mitchell Moses.
Yeah. Got Yongi. Oh, it's
Oh,
got Zach
Yongi.
Lomax in this.
Zach Lomax.
Oh,
Need to cross him out.
This card didn't age well.
Zach Lomax. Need to cut him out. That was actually really good. That was actually
That was
good.
a fun one. I think
was
that's
actually
probably one of the biggest cards that we've kind of pulled from the NRL
yeah. That was awesome.
pack.
So on that kind of topic with graded and versus raw, you want to show us some
Yeah.
raw and graded
Yeah,
cards?
I think we might as well have some visual aids. So for people that aren't fully in the hobby or getting into it and just stumbled upon us, raw is you literally just got it out of the pack.
Mm-hmm.
But we had this in a penny sleeve and a top loader. Generally just try to do that because by having that, it actually protects it quite a bit. Like we're not going to get edge wear by me banging it on. But this is a raw card, so it's raw, nothing's been done to it, etc. And then you have a graded card. So this is PSA. They're probably one of the biggest ones in the world. There are a few out there. And as Chris said, what they look for is kind of edge wear, corner, surface, and centering is one that is probably one of the most important because you can't fix it or change it or do anything with it. If it's not centered, it's not centered. And a lot of that is manufacture issues as well. There's nothing you can do with it. But you can see, so this one is a PSA 7. So there are different graders out there, both in Australia and overseas as well, that grade. Some of them show subgrades. So subgrades will show you what each of them are kind of showing. So you have ones like Tag, and there's a local one that we partner with, Alpha Grading, that kind of shows all the subgrades and all of that. And actually, and then so I think Tag and Alpha Grading, they both kind of use like some AI technology as well to kind of help that along as well. So there's different things as well. So you have the slab here. We call them a slab when they're graded, and then you have the QR code at the back as well, so you can actually see it. So the reason why you would grade something is one, increase the value. So obviously one that's been banged up and isn't in good quality. So PSA 1, for example, is less valuable than one that's perfect in the PSA 10.
Yeah.
So that's one way of kind of, I guess, holding value of your card or even increasing the value as well. You see some cards increase a lot in value if they end up being a 10. Another one would be there is a lot of fake cards out there in the world. So if you have a card that is valuable for you and all that, it's authenticity as well.
Yeah.
So it's the fact that it's been authenticated by a third party, not just by you and going, oh, just believe me that it's a real card. And then the last one is if it's a memory as well. Like I know a lot of people have graded childhood cards, and even though they got a PSA 1 or a low grade, they've kept it and it protects it because now it's slabbed, it's waterproof, dust proof, and it can get cracked if you break it or whatnot. But at the end of the day, it's protected as well. So there's some of the reasons why you would grade it. Nowadays, everyone grades it to try to get the financial benefits.
Yeah.
So they rip the chase card, and there's not many in a 10 or something, and they look at it and go, oh, I think it's going to be a 10. Then, they do that as well. So, so what Chris mentioned, they look at the edge, edges, corners, centering, surface area. And if you look at it and you think it's near perfect with minor dings, get it graded.
And that's why with when people buy cards, they request from the vendor to pull it out of the top loader just to see it how the condition is, but also with the making it authenticated. All right, that's why the QR code here is at the back, because if you're buying it from someone, you can actually scan this QR code and you can actually determine if it's fake or not, because there are some fake ones out there. So really be careful of the fake slabs. But also, I know we talked about PSA. There's also Beckett as well, the BGS. They do subgrades. All the subgrades are out of 10. So there's a surface, edges, corners, and the centering. So those are the 4 categories in when you're grading stuff. So yeah, those ones are good. The subgrades are actually good because they actually give you a reason of why they gave the grading a certain number. So make sure you do your research. All right. There are QR codes on the back of most slabs. So if you check them out, so I know Tag does a QR code. So if you want to look at the subgrades, that's online on your phone. And then these ones are more information. So PSA does just more information on their app or website, whatever. So that's what a grade looks like. All right. It's all protected. So, and if you get it damaged for whatever reason, you can request for a new slab too.
Actually, when you start talking about cards as well, there are I think the really good thing about having these is population.
Yes,
So
that's good. Yes.
If there's a card that has a low pop or low population, it means like there's only really 110 in existence.
You'll see pop 1, pop 2.
Or you start seeing, especially in PSA, they'll be like, this is a PSA 9 and there's 500 higher than it. Like, so that kind of shows how many are 10 or higher kind of thing. So even though there might be a card that I think we had a card before that was a PSA 9. But it was a really rare card, and it was during the mid-era of Sword and Shield, and a lot of them got banged up, so there wasn't many, even in a 9.
Yeah.
So the pop of it was under 100, which actually boosted up the price because rarity. When we all talk about it, like it's all about rarity.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually have a lot of those that ended up getting 9s or even 8s that are pretty rare because some of them were like the e-reader ones that people would swipe into the Game Boy Advance and the edges would take a damage because you're swiping it onto
or the
something.
Ancient Mew as well.
Or the Ancient Mew, yeah. So we actually have that in a 10, but then everyone's like, oh, I had that. But most of them, when they went to the movie, because you got given it at a movie, they chuck it in their back pocket or chuck it in their popcorn or something like that. So having a 10 is hard. And so you actually see a massive price difference as well when it becomes a 10.
Chuck in the popcorn.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
who chucks in the popcorn. All right, I'll just greasy. But
just like, Ancient Mew, kind of mixing my popcorn with my chocolate.
Makes it taste better.
Yeah.
But I think a question I want to ask you, especially with the grading and slabs, what do you grading and raw? What do you prefer? As a collector, I'm not going to talk about as a seller, but as a collector, what do you prefer to buy? Is it graded or is it raw?
It depends. So so I think I'm on both camps. I do. I'll actually talk about it with how we sell because it is how we actually tell our customers. We sell a lot of raw because we buy it, rip it, or however we get it. We put a small margin on it so then we stay alive as a business.
Yes.
And then we tell them this is probably going to come back as a 10 or a 9 or like we're pretty accurate with how we do it. And then if they grade it, then they're profitable as well. Yeah. So the way that we've run our thing, and we have a lot of customers that will message me going, oh, do you have any things that could come back as a 10?
Yeah.
As well. So I understand there's a lot of financial benefit kind of grading and everything. Personally, I like to move it and I like everyone to win along that process. Versus I think if we get a lot of 10s as a seller and a lot of things, like there's less people, it's less accessible as well. Me personally, I like keeping it raw. Like, so a lot of my collection is raw, but at the same time, right now I'm in the middle of hunting down all 1 to 10 of the base set Charizard for Beckett as well. So there's a lot of things that you can do with all the graded stuff as well. There are a few cards that I want to get graded still, so I'm actually probably going to end up getting it graded. There's a kind of blue back Charizard that's a really rare card that I didn't want to get graded. I think it'll probably come back as a 9 or 10 anyway, but I liked it raw, but I want to get it graded just because it moves around in the container and it'll get damaged over time. Yeah. So there are reasons for it. Me as a collector, I do like it raw just because I like the look of the cards, and there's not many slabs that I like the look of.
Yeah.
That's why I personally, the 2 slabs that I really like, I actually don't really like PSA, hot take kind of thing. Like they're the market leader, but I don't like their slabs. The ones I do like is the Alpha grading slab. It's solid. I
Yeah.
have covered the grades because we're going to do a little. I'm going to do a little game for Chris later on to try and guess the grade. He doesn't know it yet, so I've kind of covered it up. But it's a solid. It's a solid one as well. That's why I like this one and Beckett because I figured if you spend a lot of money on your cards, you might as well get a really hefty, solid grade for it. Like I mean, a case for it. Like
Yeah.
that's my opinion
Yeah.
with it. But
I know
yeah.
that when people when people get a PSA 9, sometimes they like to break it and then they resubmit it and it comes back as a 10. But you know that's why some people don't like PSA because of the inconsistency. But it's up to everyone. It's a personal preference at that point.
And there's heaps of I know there's a lot of collectors out there that we've met that only do tens.
Yes,
And
exactly right.
and I respect that. Like it's
Yeah.
cool. Like they don't have to. And I think the hard thing about being a raw collector is you need to know your stuff of
Yeah.
like edges and looking at it. I bring around a jeweler magnifying glass where I can look at the edges and all of that, and so when I'm buying, I
Yeah.
can see the surfacing if I think I'm going to grade it or sell it to someone and be confident that I think it's actually going to be a 10 kind of thing.
I think it's I think personally it's actually a lot harder to grade sport cards. Like I'm going to give you an example here. So like with the NRL card, all right, if I was going to put this a grading, I don't know the centering because you can tell the centering a little bit, but with like NBA cards and the one that doesn't have frames on them generally are pretty hard to determine the centering. Yes, you can see everything from the edges if it's even on both sides, but generally sport cards are going to be pretty hard to tell when you want to put them in grading if it's a PSA 10 or it's a 10 in Beckett, whatever. But with Pokemon, there's an actual frame.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
So even though besides the full arts,
I think full arts also still do.
so like
Yeah. Look,
if you
so
show
there's a full art. So this is, and I'm looking at the one over there
if
on
you
the
show
wall.
the camera that Charizard, you can show it in your one. There is framing on it, so at least you can have a good judgment.
And even
of,
with the back,
even the back
the
too.
back's fully framed.
Yeah, so even like the sport cards, sometimes, especially the NBA cards, it's just writing. There's no actual frame. So yes, people can be confident. People are actually pretty knowledgeable with the NBA cards and sporting cards, but yeah, that's basically how you can tell. NBA cards a little bit harder, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Bit of a hot take. I think grading is somewhat ruining the hobby. That's our little snippet. I was talking to you and I talked to a few people. It's, I think one of the craziest things that's happened in modern kind of collecting these days is you'll see a lot of the raw prices equal or sometimes even surpass a PSA 9, which is insane to me.
Well, it depends on the card. I think. I think from what I've seen, yes, sometimes PSA 9s or just 9s in general. I'm not going to just say specifically not PSA 9. Sometimes the raws are more expensive, but I think, let's say you're getting a LeBron card, sometimes the 9s are more expensive than raws. So it really depends. I think personally,
Majority. So
Yeah.
along even just because I think there's been a massive focus on chasing tens.
yeah, the 10s.
And I think with all the publicity of stuff going, I have a 10 in this, like there has been such a big chase over a 10 that it actually degrades the 9.
Yeah.
And like an example of this is we sell a lot of felt hats. So if you've gone to out of our booth, we sell a lot of felt hat Pikachus. We literally sell 9s and raws at the same price because that's where the market is at, which is insane.
Yeah.
And with like I know other vendors as well where they struggled to sell a 7, so they ripped it, so they broke it, so they cracked the slab and they sold it raw for more. So that's what I mean, like not ruining the hobby, like you shouldn't do it. I think there's been too much of a focus on grading and getting the 10s that I think if you should grade it to savor it or to get it authenticated or increase the price of it. Like, yes, I think the market needs to start shifting around that because obviously market price is what people are demanding. I think there's just been an overwhelming demand of 10s that the 9s, there's such a big drop. And then also people are looking to grade and hence why the raw price is more or less the same as 9s, which is insane to me. I think it's something that right now where the hobby's at needs to change.
Yeah, and I think there's a massive difference value wise between a PSA 9 and PSA 10.
Oh, I agree.
They can be triple, quadruple the price of each other. And all it is, it could be like a little bit of centering. It could be a from a 70-30 centering or to a 60-40 centering.
Yeah, one of the
It's
biggest difference is you could have a fingerprint on it.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why people actually clean their cards before submission, and that can determine a 7 to all the way to a 10. Because if you leave a fingerprint or like there's a little bit of dust on it or marks on it, it'll go down to a 7 or an 8.
Even more.
Yeah, even more.
I had a card that should have got a 10, but I did a little bit of experiment. It was a local grader. I won't mention them. It ended up going like it was just I think it was a base set Omnimite. Like it was a nothing card. But it had a fingerprint on it. And then I had probably similar card that we cleaned it and did everything to it. And one got a 10, one got a 5. And they were pretty identical when we looked at under a microscope and everything. So
Yeah.
it's just that just shows how much kind of these things that you can do. So if you are gonna kind of grade it, like clean it or like
Yeah. Yeah, I know there's and well, I've seen people on social media, they've actually bring it to someone who might restore a card, and that makes a massive difference. But that's also spending money on that too. But do you think grading is worth it? Like when you pull a card, like for example, the Tom Travojevic card we pulled out, all right, when you're thinking about grading, is it really worth it at the end?
oh 100%. Like as much as I slag on kind of grading and all of that, our biggest cards are 10. Like we have the stamp box Pikachu. I think right now is one of our biggest cards in our showcase that we try sell. Yeah, like at the end of the day, that went up dramatically because it is a 10.
Yeah.
So as much as I say like everyone's focused on a 10, when you do have a 10 and we have a few 10s, they go up dramatically. So it's always worth it. And I think if you choose the right grading company as well, and I think that's where I think would probably go into another thing. Especially when you're new, I think you need to choose the right grading company. Like I know there also has been a shift in the industry or the thing where a lot of the unknown kind of ones, even from overseas, um, their slabs aren't holding price
Yeah.
or people are struggling to kind of really sell them as well. I've seen a lot of that. So I think they just need to make sure they choose the right one where the card is presented well and it's a reputable
Yeah.
one as well. But at the end of the day, I think it's worth it, especially if you pull something out. Like that's what I always tell, especially when there's a kid involved and they pull
Yeah.
a really cool card. I'm like, get it graded, especially if I think it's going to come back as a 9 or 10.
Yeah.
Like get it graded. Like you pulled it. It's something that will remain in this encapsulated and actually protected as well. So
Yeah.
yeah, and there's different range in prices as well. Like yeah, you can get really cheap ones. There are really cheap grading locally that all you want, if all you want to do is encapsulate it.
Yeah.
And then there are premium ones that kind of have really good kind of casing and all of that. And then there are express ones if you want to get it out really fast as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. I think with the grading, I've seen a lot of grading companies start decorating, putting designs on their actual slabs itself, which
yeah.
is a nice touch because I think for PSA they have that same design on their slab, which is fine because I think they're known for those with the red edges on their slabs. But I know there's other grading companies that, let's say you put a Pikachu from Surging Sparks into a slab, you can actually design it to all match up.
Yeah,
with
a lot of the
border.
companies or even a lot of third parties are doing kind of the expanded artwork. So they get the thing and they expand outside of it, hence the name. I think it's cool. And I think the good thing about kind of graded stuff, even if it's low, it's easier to sell. Like I think I think once it's authenticated, people are like, okay, cool, that's real, and I know I know what level of damage is on it. I think the hard thing about raw is someone's lightly played could be someone's kind of
it's very
heavily
subjective.
played. Yeah, like
Even though grading can be very subjective, at least there's actual evidence of why it's at this.
It's closer to subjectivity. Like than I think if if it's someone trying to get rid of, like, try to sell their stuff, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, because we've had someone come on going, oh, it's lightly played. Like, I was talking to them, like, oh, it's lightly played. And by the time they got to me, it looked like they were rubbing it on the floor and like it
Yeah.
was cooked. Like, I'd go, this is not even heavily played. I'd say it's damaged. It's straight out damaged.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's the thing as well. Like, if it's a 9 or a 10, you kind of know where it kind of sits. It may be a bit incorrect, but it's not like a 10, like it's a 1 that's inside a 10.
And it'll stay at 10. Like even if your slab is damaged and you bring it back to the grading company, they're not going to change that grade.
That's a good thing. Like, I think it can hold value versus I think something that's raw. If you've gone past our booth, you'll see we put everything in kind of one touches.
one touches, yeah.
And we actually still keep the penny sleeves in there as well, just so then it doesn't move. But then it also means it's solid and we kind of tape the top
Yeah.
and everything. But it's our way of protecting it. I think that's a hard thing if you have a really expensive card. Like, how you have to make sure you protect it.
Yeah. No, I think that's what that's why we say put it in a penny sleeve and a top loader. Even though the top loader is still good, some people just put in a penny sleeve that can still get damaged. It's just one layer of protection, because I know when I was a kid, I put Pokemon cards into those folders, the sleeves in the folders.
Oh, yeah.
And then 20 years later, I see them that are like a lot of whitening because they bend. And
Yeah.
But with the top loader, it doesn't bend because it's plastic.
It's rigid. Yeah.
So make sure, I think for everyone who's listening and watching, make sure you invest in some top loaders, because they're going to save the quality of that card. And eventually, if you're going to grade it, you're going to you're more likely get a 10 rather than in a penny sleeve, because that thing is still damaged.
Yeah. Like, we take care of all our cards. Like, we put everything in a top loader or a one touch or But I think then the next one is definitely just getting it graded. I think it just kind of it holds value.
Yeah.
So say you have a 10 or even a 9 or a 7, like, it'll stay there. Like, the only time it'll get open if you decide to risk cracking it open to increase a 7 to a 9 or a 8 or whatever. But that's your decision versus it's sitting there and it drops out of the thing or something like that. Yeah. But no, definitely, like, to answer the quick, like, long answer, like, yeah, definitely. Like, I think it's worth it. If you have something that you're pretty confident with, I'd say get it graded, but just know that right now the waits are like 6 months or something for PSA or something dumb like that. So just make sure that, 1, choose the right grader, and then 2, just know like how long it's going to take as well. I think the biggest issue, like, if you think it's a big card and you want to move it really quickly, 1, first reach out to us. But then 2, I guess, also I'd probably put Express on it, because it's a really expensive card, so you don't want it to get lost. And then by putting it into Express, the market moves so fast.
Yes.
So if you are looking at it from a financial reason, especially Pokemon, I think more so Pokemon, I'd put Express on it. So, for example, if you have one of the hit cards, as soon as that, like, the hit, it's hyped now, it's probably going to take 2 to 3 weeks or even a month right now still on Express. By the time it gets back to us, like, the market would have died down. So something you thought was really expensive might actually drop down in price as well. So depending on what your strategy is, and I've talked about it previously, if you want to just grade it to kind of keep, doesn't matter about timing, then just chuck it in and wait the 6 months. But if you're really trying to kind of invest and then make something that was a $10 pack into hundreds of dollars, then I'd say put the extra money into Express, so then it comes back and the market hasn't just died down, because in 6 months' time, you don't know where the market is.
Yeah, it's crazy because I've heard stories, people have told me, and make sure you leave your stories below as well in the comments. But I think there's stories where people get the card graded, and they wait literally 6 months for that card. And then when they get it back, that player has gone down, or the Pokemon card has gone down. And so they haven't really profited too much, or the investment wasn't as great as they initially thought, because
I heard a lot about that during obviously Wemby was big, it's still big, but then he got injured. So then apparently all these people got their cards graded and everything, and they waited, and then by the time they got it back, he got injured. So so they had to sit on it. But obviously right now, like, there was a lot of uncertainty at the time, but now Wemby's back and cards are good. But but at that time, like, they had to hold on to it for another 6 months or however until he came back, until the season started.
And I think a good advice as well is that when you're sending your card out for grading and you think it's a 10, it's going to come back with a lot of value, there are options to put an insurance on it. So if it goes missing, gets damaged, at least there is something there for you. But yeah, I think just be careful about that, because I know sometimes with PSA and Beckett, that goes to America, right? We don't do, there's not grading here in Australia. Not that I know of anyway, but yeah, just be careful with that, because yes, it'll come back really nice, but you never know. We know with packages that they can get damaged when how people handle it.
No,
So
and I've heard hard stories, and you'll see a lot of YouTubers as well, like where they're like, "Oh, we got it graded, but it got lost in the mail."
that sucks.
And stuff like at the end of the day it has to go through the Australian postage system and the US postage system
Yeah. Clear some
and all of that. But I think
customs and
but I think it depends. So we don't do it. We don't have connections to PSA or Beckett or anything, but there are other vendors and shops out there that can be on your behalf, and I think most of them don't go through. Most of them just do kind of direct courier as well. So, and,
yeah, so that's good. So
so
do your
it's safer.
research. I reckon do your research. You can go to alpha grading. That's we can go through alpha grading, and there's a Beckett and there's PSA. A lot of businesses do PSA and Beckett as well, and I know they are increasing in alpha grading as well.
Yeah, so I'm going to show you these slabs. I'm trying to hide the number from him because I'm going to play a
close my
game with
eyes.
him later. Yeah, so these are the alpha grading slabs. They're kind of under new management kind of company here in Australia, kind of local to Sydney. And that's why we've partnered with them. I love their slabs, and the owner's pretty decent guy as well. But yeah, so I think his slabs are great. And the good thing about having a local one, and that's why I'm pretty excited about his one, is I know I can drop off a card to him
Yeah.
and get it back within however long. I think it's 2 weeks or 4
2
weeks.
weeks, yeah.
But then I know I can pick it up, or like it's one less transaction as well. Like
Yeah.
so, some of my cards I'll probably keep for nostalgic reason. I'll probably end up just kind of using him as well. But then
Yeah.
there's ones that, there's ones that I'll probably end up doing with other ones as well for other reasons as well. And yeah.
Yeah, and with alpha grading, look up their socials as well, because I know they do a video of people testing the Breakum.
Oh yeah, these are
And
solid.
they're pretty solid. And
These
having
are
them in front of me right now, they're thick. They're so thick. And that video shows that they're very confident about the quality of their slabs, because we know that some slabs out there, we're not going to name the business or company, they can break really easily. But these ones here, it's so thick that people try to bend them, and like how people can break other slabs. And me just holding these are good. So these are protected. So yeah, so make sure you hit us up if you want any gradings, and we're more than happy to sort you out. And it's always good to get these cards graded so you know what the conditions are, and yeah.
But yeah, so they are a partner of ours, just to be totally
Yes.
clear. It's not one of our businesses. We're
No.
not we didn't have to partner with them. We partner with companies because we like their stuff. So
And
just to be
quality
totally
as
transparent.
well.
Yeah, like this kind of fit with kind of where we wanted to be sitting
Yeah.
and the brands that we wanted to promote as well. So yeah, kind of really supporting a local business as well. But
Yeah, it's so good.
yeah, little plug. He hasn't paid us for that, but I will invoice you.
Yes.
But
Yes.
joking. But yeah, like so. Yeah, so I in terms of that, like, there's definitely a lot of opportunity in grading versus keeping raw. But I guess that goes to the flip side of kind of raw. Like I know, so I guess keep it raw if you're a binder collector, which there are heaps out there.
There are heaps.
I
out
know
there.
some people that bought slabs off us just to break it because he had to put it in his collection, so it was master setting. So yeah, people that are trying to master set stuff as well. So yeah, so they're the ones that will want to keep it raw and all of that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the good thing about I guess the benefits of each. So I'm going to go through in terms of when you should be grading, when you should not be. So I guess the benefit of raw is it's just a lot cheaper. You can
Yeah.
get a lot more kind of cards for your dollar. But in saying that as well, you could just have a collection of nines as well because they're more or less raw prices as well. So yeah, so that's one good thing that where it's raw, but then also you can put them into a folder because I know a lot of people do love keeping them in folders. Personally, I do like having them on the wall framed and everything. So that's why I do have a mixture of raw and ones in one touches as
Yeah.
well. But then yeah, and on the flip side, when you should be grading, grading does cost money.
Yes.
So you don't want to be grading a $2 card and you don't think it's even going to come back as a 9 or a 10. So there's a couple of strategies that I would kind of divulge here. One is have a look at the raw value of it. If it's a decent amount, and then have a look at what you think it's going to become. So, for example, if you get a card and you think it's going to get a 7, are you still profitable from that? So if you buy it from a show, like, are you going to lose money by getting it graded, including grading costs and all of that? I guess what's the gamble? Because there's still a gamble in that as well.
Yeah.
Or do you think it's going to get a 10? How confident are you that it's going to get a 10? And ask your friends for opinion as well. We've had people come to our booth, show me their card and go, what do you think this is going to come out as?
Yeah.
And then I'll give them the honest answer. Some of them I've come back and gone, it's fake.
Yeah.
And that hurts, but
Yeah. Yeah. The fake ones are hard because it means that someone's bought it from someone, but because knowing or thinking that it was real, and then when someone tells them it's fake, it's very heartbreaking. So yeah, I think with raw, yeah, like people like buying raw because it's just that the raw of the card, nothing's there's no authentication of it, and I'm hoping it's real as well. But yeah, with raw, make sure you protect it properly because you never know, you might change your mind later down the track. You want to get it graded, but raw, those one touches, the one with the magnets on top, all right, those are the ones that you really want to use when, especially with the high value cards, let's say Charizards or LeBrons or Currys, all those cards, those are the ones that's a case that you want to keep those in. So yeah.
Yeah, so I guess next thing that we want to be talking about is, I guess, what is your personal strategy? Like, what do you do personally? Like, how do you collect in terms of graded versus raw? When do you buy each one? Why do you buy each one? And yeah.
Yeah. I think because me personally, I'm going to say from my experience, it's more, I collect both Pokemon and NBA. And for some reason, and this is me, it's different to everyone else. For some reason, I like buying raw with Pokemon. I think it's, and then with the NBA, I like buying graded because I think it's the real people with, and I'm a really big sport person. And I think having the graded things, graded cards, it just makes it more valuable for me. But with Pokemon, I buy it for the artwork. I buy it for the Pokemon, which is Squirtle, and I put them in one touches just to make sure there's no damage on them. And yeah, really, I think looking at raw cards, really look at, before you buy a raw card, especially, really look at the condition of it. Unless you really want to just to complete your master set, but ask the vendor to actually take it out of the case and have a proper look at it in the lights, the centering, any scuffs on the actual card itself. So that would be my strategy in it. Take your time with it. I think some people just look at it and let's say I want to buy a Squirtle, and they see it like, okay, I'll buy that. But later on, you never know, you might change your mind. But then you look back, I was like, oh, I should have checked this properly. I think people, especially with Pokemon, it's an artwork, and it's like when you look at a normal art, normal artwork, you take time to appreciate it a little bit more. So I think that's how I would really approach it and my strategy behind it. So yeah.
Nah, that's good. But yeah, like I think as you were kind of saying that, I was kind of thinking in terms of like what I would be doing. Funnily enough, I'm the same. I do generally get a lot of raw Pokemon stuff, but that's because I think it's also a TCG.
Yes.
So it is also playable as well. I'm not saying I'm going to be bloody running Moonbreon in my deck.
I will.
That's nuts. But then, yeah, on the opposite end, I do get a lot of graded, for my PC, graded NBA cards. Because that's because generally I do like the autographs. So I do want to make sure that the autographs authenticated and all of that. So I think there's a little bit more at stake when it comes to autograph cards, especially
Yeah.
when kind of patches and all of that, because it can get authenticated, and it's a bit different to Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like you can authenticate the autograph, etc.
Oh, I would like to add on that. So, people who grade cards that have autograph, they can actually come out of a 10 as well. You can actually grade the actual autograph itself, and then they grade the actual card itself. So sometimes you'll get the quality of the card can be a 10, and then the autograph itself can be a 10. So people say it's a PSA 20 because there's 2 gradings within that one card. That's even more valuable than a normal PSA 10.
Yeah. So usually, they'll be like, it's a 10-10
Yeah.
kind of thing, which is then perfect, or it's a 10-9 or whatever it is. So so that's one reason. So I'll generally do graded cards
Yeah.
when it comes to my PC of sports, just because I generally like the authenticity of the autograph or the patch or something like that,
exactly
because
right.
it can be faked.
Yeah.
So same with I've mentioned before, I collect basketballs. I make sure that they're graded. They have a sticker of there, whether it's from kind of Beckett
PSA.
or PSA or someone
And
that
there's other grading companies out there
that can kind of authenticate the autograph on it, just because autographs can be faked pretty easily.
Yes.
And now I'm just buying a $10 basketball
With someone's handwriting.
Yeah, for a premium price. So that's my take. I do like the graded kind of sports cards just because I do like to get that extra security. But in terms of in terms of Pokemon cards, I love the artwork.
Yeah.
So, for example, there might be one of the ones that I love is Shibuya Pikachu. And we do sell a lot of them. We actually have a lot of them as raw, graded, etc. But the one in my personal collection we got for cheap. It's a bit damaged on the back, but the front's perfect.
Yeah.
But it's my personal collection. Like I'm not looking to flip it at any time or anything like that. So I think that's an opportunity as well. If you do like raw and you have a binder collection, you can actually get some of these for cheap because they're damaged. It might be the back scratched up or the things, or it's not a 10 kind of thing. So you can get it for fairly cheap, even under comps, because it's damaged.
Yeah.
So I think that's where a lot of the opportunity is as well. Like if you just love the artwork, which is a lot different from looking at the artwork of a player. Like there are some really nice kind of kabooms and all of that, but I think Pokemon is very much under artwork as well.
Yeah, very artwork. And there's not many in Pokemon, there's not many autographs out there.
Yeah,
So,
I'm
but
chasing some though.
there are autographs out there, but they're very rare, and the autographs are from the artist itself.
Yeah.
And that's why with the Logan Paul one that sold a month or two ago, that was autographed with an illustration on top of the actual card itself. Is it?
I think it was autographed.
Oh, that's a different card.
Yeah, I think there was a Charizard. The next big one is a Charizard that is autographed.
Yeah, the Charizard, that's an autograph, but then the other one with a Pikachu, that was a special.
It was a 10,
yeah, that was a special artwork with a 10. So, I think for both of us, Pokemon is a good raw card, and sporting doesn't matter. Doesn't need to be NBA. It can be baseball. It can be NFL. It can be AFL. Could be any sport that you follow. He has a Manny Pacquiao autographed graded card as well. So
represent.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even need to get grading of those cards. You just need to authenticate it, and that's it. That's all you need. You can do.
Yeah. So my Manny Pacquiao card is autographed, but it's actually it's authenticated. It's an authenticated
it's
autograph.
Not PSA 8 or PSA 10.
Yeah, it's not graded because I didn't need it for that. Like I think being a Filipino collector, I wanted to make sure that I think he's one of the biggest kind of athletes coming out of Philippines. Like I think being a Filipino collector, I felt like I needed one of these cards. So got a card where the artwork I loved on it, and it's got an autograph. It's authenticated, and it's probably not going to go up. It's not an investment. It's something that I just love as a collector.
It's just a historic one, and people meet these athletes and asked them just to sign a card. So there's no actual authenticity behind it. So that's why they get it. They send it off just to get it authenticated, and then they can get someone to buy it off them. So I think graded. I think for me is actually going to be. I prefer graded than raw. I think just with the slab itself, it looks better. Okay, it's all different mindsets
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
On the flip side, I think there's something that we haven't mentioned as well. So the difference between the grading companies, a PSA 10 is different from a Beckett 10.
Yes.
Like, and how people see it. Generally, a Beckett does have its pristine 10,
Yes, the black
black
10.
the black 10. Yeah, so it's
Everything's 10. Like
everything's 10.
the
Yeah,
four
like
subcategories, they're all 10. That's
because
why it's
other
black.
ones as well, you can get a 9.5 and still it be a 10, like
Yeah.
on average. But they have the perfect mark of a 10, and it makes a dramatic difference.
Massive difference.
Like I was at a show probably end of last year, where there was a Moonbryon being sold in a 10. At the time, it was going for $5,000 to $7,000 in a 10, just a normal PSA 10. But then someone brought in the Beckett 10,
Yeah.
and that sold for 22,000. So
Yeah.
just they're both 10s, but there's a dramatic difference because one is seen as perfect,
Yeah.
and it's insane. It's a difference in a 0.5,
Yeah.
but it comes down to rarity. So
Yeah.
even though that's a 10, there's the difference of 0.5 makes a massive difference
Massive
when it comes to
difference.
population as well.
Yeah.
There's nothing as perfect as that, especially a chase card like a Moonbryon.
Yeah, and some people buy a Beckett 9.5 and they look at the subcategories, and if it's, let's say most of it is a 9 point for all four of them is 9.5, sometimes they'll break it, they'll get it regraded,
Yeah.
and it'll come back as a 10
I
in
think
the PSA.
I think universally a lot of people have said that where
Yeah.
Beckett 9.5 is a 10.
Yeah.
Because I'm also they don't do PSA don't do subgrades.
Yeah. I've seen some, but I think that was stuck when they were
Yeah,
when it was a
they
while ago.
discontinued it.
I
Yeah.
think they moved into just whole numbers.
Yeah, so they don't do
So I think, yeah, with the Beckett's, the black tens, that means all tens,
pristine 10s.
and they go up by, they can double, they can triple, whatever.
Well, the hard thing about that is
Depends.
it's generally not. They're very low pop.
Yeah,
they
very rare.
They
There could
rarely
be
give
one
it.
in the world.
So they're pretty hard to find any comps on. So you're kind of just naming your price
We
really.
recently went to Japan, and I saw a autographed Shohei Ohtani in a pristine 10, and that was so much money. And it's nice to look at as well, but having a pristine 10 of a Shohei Ohtani in the Dodgers as well, that's actually pretty. It's a massive card. So I think one of my aims as a collector is to own a pristine 10 in a Beckett. I think that would be a nice one to kind of show off and hold for a bit as well. So
Yeah.
I think
Yeah. So I think that kind of comes down to what I said before in terms of make sure you choose the right grader.
Yeah.
If you think you've got a pristine 10 there, then I'd take the chance of going Beckett. I love the Beckett slab still anyway.
they're a bit thicker.
Yeah, they're thicker as well and all of that. So that's why I personally like the Beckett ones more. But yeah, just choose the right grader in terms of your wait time and everything. But I think that's kind of everything that we wanted to cover. But I guess to really close something off, I figured we're talking about grades. I just want to see how good Chris is at kind of picking the grades. I have covered it up in kind of random stickers that I found around.
Yeah.
But I think you can still see it. So make sure you just cover it.
Okay.
And let me know what you think. Just kind of talk
I'm
aloud.
doing all subcategories.
What do you think
all together?
Altogether, what do you think the grade is? But you can talk through the things as well.
I'll talk through.
This is alpha grading, by the way, so they do subgrades.
Yes. So I'm gonna go through it. And let's see. All right, the centering's actually pretty good. Okay, we're gonna put a photo of this on the screen so you guys understand. Okay, so the centering is actually pretty good. I'm just looking at it. Top and bottom. And this is where you need your lighting too, because this card is very shiny. Okay, the centering is top to bottom. It's not the greatest. It's more top heavy than anything. All right, so the centering might be a 9.5. Surface wise, it's very hard to tell here. Surface wise is looking all right.
Yeah, I should have gotten you the dual magnifying glass. That would have helped.
But that's all right. I'm confident in my. I'm gonna turn it around. Okay. Yeah, centering.
Yeah, while he's talking as well, the thing I like about these slabs, I know I've harped on about it quite a bit, is they're etched, like they're metal etched. The labels aren't printed plastic, printed on paper. It's actually metal etched as well. So
Oh, nice. Yeah, I didn't know that.
yeah, so it's got that extra detail which I love. So I see them as artwork. So I think that those little details are the little things I really like about these new slabs.
Okay. I think surface wise, it's actually looking pretty good. I think centering's a bit off. That's like a tad. So I'm thinking of like a 9.5, but the surface and the centering might be pretty good. Um okay, I'm gonna make a decision. Oh, the corners. Corners are the corners. Okay. I think I have an idea. Okay. I'm gonna say
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up to the camera
I'm gonna be
and do a reveal.
all right.
Where do you think?
Let's do the subcategories. I think the surface is gonna be 10.
Pull it out of this thing.
Okay, that I have no idea what this says.
You'll read it.
So surface is gonna be 10. I think centering is gonna be a 9. Edges, because it's edges and corners, yes?
Edges and corners.
Yes. Edges, I think it's a 10. Edges could be about a 9. So we're looking at about a 9.5. That's what I'm going to think. And I'm going to be confident you can bet on that. Yeah? 9.5.
That's pretty bang on. So we have centering at 8.5. So you were saying it was a 9.
Yeah.
So it's more or less there, 0.5. And it's got 10s everywhere else, edges, corners, and surface. So
Okay, that's all right. So 9.5.
It is a 9.5.
Oh, see, hey, you can ask me anytime about, I can't guarantee you about anything, but that was pretty good.
Yeah, so just so then you guys know, I did spring it on him. He didn't know
no idea.
he didn't know what was happening, but he just saw me on the side kind of putting stickers on this thing.
Yeah.
But I think this has been a fun episode. We got a good rip out of it. We got a good chat about Raw
Yeah.
and graded stuff, which I think is a big topic that
Yeah.
everyone new or old or in the hobby wants to talk about. But I think great episode. Let's wrap it up and we'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.
Peace.